This morning when I turned on the news, the first thing that I heard was, it's going to be a perfect day. Did you see that? I already knew this because today is our student recognition program, one of the feel-good days of the year, absolutely. I'm Dr. Ron Bowman. I'm the Vice President of Student Development at the school, and we welcome all of you here, especially our Students of the Year. We're so proud that you are here and so happy. It's probably as happy as you were when you opened that envelope and it said, I'm the Student of the Year. I want to welcome, first of all, our families and supporters of our students. Guess what? You have a really smart person in your group. Congratulate them. Give them a warm pat on the back. Make them understand how special they are for the hard work that they do. We also want to say a welcome to the employers of our students who have come out today to support their employees who happen to be the Student of the Year. We think that you've made a very innovative and insightful decision in hiring a Hodges University graduate. We think that they're the best. And many times we hire them to work here at our own school, so you've made a good decision. And we want to thank our faculty, our staff, our students who are here today. Many times when you work in a place day by day, you need some inspiration. And there's nothing more inspirational than seeing our students rise to the very top of each of our academic programs. And that's why we're here to say congratulations. When you reach the very top, you begin to wonder, what's next? I'm sure you're thinking that as you're the best of the academics. Sometimes I like to say to the students, I meet a lot of professional people in my life who are at the very top of their game. And then as I begin to talk to them, I find out that they're really not that well-rounded. They know this one area. So my challenge to you today is reach beyond this type of recognition in your program. Go out there and look at the cultures, study the arts, enjoy multiculturalism and learn the different cultures, and celebrate diversity, be part of the groups. Lend your talents and your knowledge to the communities and serve them. So there's so much more for you beyond being just Student of the Year. There's this lifelong learning process for each of you. So there's more aspirations for you. Today, we have a lot to say, so I'm not going to speak too long. I want to say to our presenters, I know that you could come up here and deliver a book of praise on our students. How about just a pamphlet? Can you reduce that down just a little bit? And to our students who get concerned and worried about giving a long speech of thanks, we just like thank you. So if you just have a few words to say, that will be fine also. We have a couple of people I want to introduce to you all today, special VIPs with us. And so first of all, I want to introduce you to Thelma and Earl Hodges, our namesakes of Hodges University. Let's have them stand for a second. I also see Miss Virginia's with me today. She's Mr. Hodges' sister, and welcome, Virginia. Nice to see you. Let's give her a round of applause. Our president, Terry McMahon, is with us today. I'd like for him to stand so you can see our auspicious leader. Our Executive Vice President of Administration is here, Mr. John W. White. If you'd stand up, please. He also serves as our campus director, and this is our first time to get to have this program in our new building, the Science and Technology building. How about this? Isn't this nice? We're so happy about that. So that's all of my words of welcome. We're going to introduce now to you a very dynamic leader of our school, Dr. Jeanette Brock. She's our Executive Vice President of Academic Affairs, and this is about academics today. Dr. Brock.
Thank you, Ron. It gives me great pleasure as the Chief Academic Officer for Hodges University to be here today to congratulate all those students who have worked so hard to become Students of the Year. I know that you had to sacrifice a lot of your time, a lot of your family time, a lot of your personal time, and you put your academics first so you could succeed, and you were very successful. So we're here today to celebrate that. I was a lifelong learner. I also went to school and worked and raised a family, so I know the many challenges, and I know you have to establish priorities, but you should be very proud of what you've accomplished. So we're going to begin today with the School of Business, Johnson School of Business, and the first award is the Accounting Award, and that will be given by Professor Tom Knoll.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Tom Knoll, the Accounting Program Chair at Hodges University. I'm here to present the 2010 Accounting Student of the Year Award to a remarkable student and person. Her name is Gisela Chamberlain. When a familiar phrase is spoken, actions speak louder than words. This quote certainly applies to Gisela. As Gisela's accounting instructor in 3 accounting courses, I've experienced her impact on enhanced classroom learning and team leadership firsthand. Although in a moment I'll let Gisela introduce herself to you, I want to emphasize that Gisela has not only excelled academically in the classroom, but she also received recognition by the community too. For example, Gisela received a Distinguished Scholarship Award in 2010 by the Southwest Florida Community Foundation, a remarkable foundation that had awarded scholarships to 105 recipients from 3,000 applicants. Therefore, I'm very pleased to present to Gisela the 2010 Accounting Student of the Year Award. Gisela, would you please come forward to receive your award? Congratulations from all of us at Hodges University. This is yours.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to thank everybody. I wanted to thank Professor Knoll for nominating me. I'd like to thank Hodges University for giving me this honor that I can receive this award. And I'd like to congratulate my fellow student nominees. Savannah. Thank you.
The Business Administration Award will be presented by Dr. Icicle Timur.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Dr. Icicle Timur, Chair of the Business Administration and Public Administration Programs. On behalf of the Business Administration faculty, I'm very pleased to introduce Mr. Jason Fournier as the 2010 Business Administration Program Student of the Year. Jason is an operation manager with the Lee County Solid Waste Division and has been a member of the division since 2010. He leads multiple solid waste management programs for the organization, comprised of landfill management, waste hauling management, fleet management, and composting operations. While he demonstrates strong leadership skills in the business world, he also has been studying in the Business Administration program with a minor in organizational management. And furthermore, he intends to graduate this year. You can easily observe his strong leadership and personal characteristics even in the classroom. He is well organized, way beyond, with an attitude of self-motivation, very creative, and also a critical thinker, and takes initiative to achieve goals. He collaborates so well with his peers in the classroom and inspires confidence. Jason has been recognized on the Hodges University Dean's List for 11 consecutive terms and was inducted into the International Honor Society for Business Management and Administration, Sigma Beta Delta, in 2010. He maintains a GPA of 3.95 and plans to pursue a master's in public administration in near future. Please join me in welcoming Jason to the stage to receive his well-deserved award.
Thank you very much. I'd just like to say thank you for Dr. Kimura for all the support that she's given me through the years, and she's been able to help guide me through the difficult times as well as the good times. I also like to say thank you to my wife and my family for all the support that they've given me, as difficult as it's been putting up with my neuroses from the weekends trying to get things done. But all in all, the staff at Hodges is phenomenal, and it's one of the best experiences I've had in my life. So, thank you.
The management awards are going to be presented by Dr. Nancy Wyatt. She'll be both the undergraduate and the graduate.
I have brought a sidekick with me today. The newly minted Dr. Meyer. Well, John and I are here to award the undergraduate award for the management department to Rosa Arreguin. Rosa is a remarkable story. Rosa was born in Mexico and moved to Iowa at the age of 16. She graduated from high school in Iowa and decided to enroll in the military. I guess that word is enlist. She served in the military for 5 years. She's a veteran of the U.S. Army. She served in Iraqi freedom from 205 to 206 in Desert Storm. She's a remarkable person, and her goal in life was a bachelor's degree. Now that she's completed that goal, she's moved on to a master's program, although this award is for her bachelor's degree. John has a few words to say about her as well. But I would like to say, Rosa, thank you for your service to our country.
This is the color commentary part, and it's always difficult to know what to say, and as Dr. Bowman said, to keep it down in pamphlet form. So I'm just going to share very briefly a quick story. I don't know if it'll come through when Rosa comes up to make her acceptance, but she is not exactly what you would characterize as bold and outgoing in a classroom, particularly on her. She became a little more that way as she went through. But on the first day, she was very quiet. She sat right in the front row, right dead in the center. Was very quiet, fully attentive, fully engaged, but very quiet. And after the first 3 or 4 assignments, she had to write a paper. And when she wrote the paper, it was a good paper, but not a great paper. She got a B. And of course, there were comments and everything, the areas for correction. And she came up to me after the class. It was the first bit of extroversion I'd seen, and she was a little upset. How come I got this B? And what do I need to do about it? And so we talked a little bit. I showed her what corrections she needed to make and what areas needed to be improved. And I got to tell you that every paper, every assignment, every Wall Street Journal article, everything that she did after that was exactly to that specification, if not better. And that characterizes Rosa. Rosa.
Well, I just want to thank God for making this possible today. I want to thank my family, Natalie. Thank he's wonderful, excellent. I know I'll never forget his teachings. He's also a very caring human being. Dr. White, it's a pleasure being in your class. And thank you to everyone at Hodges, because the school has very professional people that care for the student success. Thank you all.
Well, I'm back. This award is for the Master of Science in Management degree. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about Courtney Murray, who has earned this award this year. Courtney is a native of New York. He's from the Bronx. He moved to Florida in 1979, and he began to pursue a career in broadcasting at Edison College. Well, after he graduated from Edison, he figured that that really wasn't going to pay off for him. So he went to work for Lee Memorial Hospital, where he has been since 1981. And he has had numerous promotions since that time, and at this time, he is the director of admissions there. He is married to Odette, and they have two beautiful, successful daughters, Brittany and Tashana. Got that right, that was a little hard. Courtney came to Hodges University to earn his bachelor's degree. He was just like a duck taking to water. He was a sponge in his undergraduate program. As he completed his undergraduate program, we talked about a graduate program, and he wasn't sure how this would pay off for him. But I twisted his arm a little bit. I showed him some of the benefits of earning a master's degree, and he decided to go on. And I did this only because Courtney is a wonderful student. He's an excellent human being. He's an asset to the community. And in the master's program, instead of being a sponge, he's a leader. He's someone who questions. He's a critical thinker. And I know that after he graduates, and even before he graduates, Courtney's going to do something wonderful with his life. He's just a very special person, and it's my honor and my pleasure to make this award to you today, Courtney. Please come up.
Speech prepared. Good afternoon. But I'm going to ditch the speech and just take it from memory. I'd like to thank my very supportive spouse, Odette, who supported me along this way. She's been very, very patient with me throughout the 3 years I've been at Hodges. I'd like to thank my employer, Lee Memorial Health System. My boss couldn't make it today, but she is also my best friend, and I truly can say I love working for her. Last but not least, I'd like to thank Dr. Wyatt for being my mentor and encouraging me to pursue my personal dreams. And thank you very much for this recognition.
I'm going to ask Dr. Icicle Timur to come back up to give the Masters of Business Administration and the Master of Public Administration awards.
I'm back again, and I'm double this time. Please, come on. On behalf of the Masters of Business Administration faculty, we are very pleased to introduce a very special student as a 2010 Masters of Business Administration Program Student of the Year, Jillian Prince-Back. This time, I would like to ask Dr. Ray Katz from First Hand to talk about this special student.
Well, I'm honored to be able to present Jillian Cummings back as our MBA Student of the Year. And she is typical of many of our students in the MBA program. I know that's a story for all of our colleges, but she holds a very responsible job, which I'll mention in just a minute, in industry. And she is pursuing her MBA, which she will receive soon. But our program, we have no day classes. To get the MBA, You either have to go at night, on the weekends, or online. And our MBA students typically are working in responsible jobs throughout Southwest Florida, drag themselves with their after work, with their family responsibilities, and so I admire all of them. But Jillian is just a little bit a cut above, and after I say a few things about her, I think you'll agree. She has served our country for over 20 years with the Department of the Navy. Her last job being the financial coordinator for the Navy SEALs all over the world. Pretty impressive, isn't it? In her current job, just as impressive in industry, she's the manager now of risk management for Chico's, one of our largest employers down here in Southwest Florida. Through all of this responsibility, she manages to come to class and do excellent research, excellent work, and I don't know what you're going to do with your MBA, how you're going to be promoted anymore, but I'm glad you're getting to the notches, and I'm sure that will maybe make you president of the company someday, the way you're going, Jillian. So it's my deep honor to present Jillian Cummings Beck.
After I got over the initial shock of being the recipient of this award, I actually found myself very pleased to realize that I did not peak academically in April of 1974, when I was the second grade student of the month at Orlando Park Elementary. I have 4 people and organizations to thank today for this award. First and foremost, the faculty and administration of Hodges University. You are truly dedicated to your students. You succeed in making Hodges a fabulous place to learn and grow. Second is my employer, Chico's FAS. Not only do they help tuition assistance, but they also support through corporate leadership all of the moral and scholastic support that they can provide. I've been able to use the company as my own personal laboratory when deciding what research projects to propose and write about. I thank dear Abby, who decades ago responded to a writer when she asked and was so concerned that if she returned to school at her age to become a medical doctor, she would be 55 when she completed her residency. And dear Abby, in her wisdom, stated in her reply, "You'll be 55 anyway." And most importantly, I thank my husband, Randy. His constant support and coaching have helped me to remain focused and able to reach new heights of personal success. Thank you all.
I'm back again. And this is my last time, I promise. On behalf of the Masters of Public Administration faculty, this time we are very pleased to introduce another special student, Ms. Lena Alcom. And this time I would like to ask Dr. Charlie Ehard to present our student.
Good afternoon. Our MPA Student of the Year has a very interesting background. She was born and grew up in Lithuania, where she graduated from law school in 2005. While in law school, she worked for the International Organization for Migration, focusing on 2 projects, the Holocaust Victims Assets Program and the Program for Preventing Trafficking of Women in the Baltic States. After signing up for a student exchange program, she spent her summer break in the state of Maine, where she met her future husband, Chad. They have 1 daughter, Carla. In 2006, they moved to the Naples area, and since 2008, she's been a docent at the Holocaust Museum and Education Center in Southwest Florida. After volunteering for several months for the City of Marco Island's Community Development Center, she became an employee this past November. her spare time, she likes cooking, going to the beach, reading, jogging, and swimming. Formerly a professional diver, she became a champion diver in Lithuania 3 times. In 2009, she became a United States citizen. An exceptional student in the MPA program, she takes her studies very seriously and has consistently impressed her professors. She submits quality, well-researched, and thoughtful papers, and is one of the most conscientious students I've ever had. She credits the MPA program for her interest in government, never missing a session of the Marco Island City Council. These experiences have no doubt led to the beginning of a successful career in public service. It's my pleasure to introduce our MPA Student of the Year, Lena Up.
Well, it's a great honor to be nominated and to be selected for this award, and I have to tell that Hodges University has exceeded any of my expectations. I'm really, really thankful for my professors, especially Professor Ehart and Professor Kessler have been magnificent professors. Well, and I have 3 points to make about Hodges University and why I'm so thankful to be here. Well, first of all, I think I was in high school when I realized that I'm just a terrible writer. I always had a lot of things on my mind. I was always able to say them out, but when time would come to write them down, it was horrific. And I thought that writing was a skill that I would never ever develop, and I was so wrong. Here at Hodges, I actually developed my writing skills. I write my papers, I read them, and I'm not embarrassed. Well, most of the time, and I'm really, really thankful for that. Well, second thing, I have always been a good student. I did very well in the high school, I did good in the undergrad school, but it was mostly so because I had very involved parents. They always kept me on my toes. And once I got enrolled into masters in here, well, I have to tell I was a little anxious because, well, I knew that my mom was thousands of miles away and she would be telling me, where do you think you're going? I didn't see you studying this week. And just like that, I learned to manage my time, I learned to do things on my own, and I'm really, really grateful for my professors and for all the system in the school. Well, and lastly, well, I came to the United States when I was 20 years old. That was the first time when I came in, and I moved here permanently when I was 22 years old. I didn't really come here for some economic reasons or some other good reasons. It was like, I was young, I spoke English, I met that American guy, why not? And I keep telling myself I have to come up with some better story which would make me look a little more responsible, but, well, that's what happened. Well, and I have to admit it was really hard at first. Again, not for some other good reasons, but tax cuts for the wealthy, how does that make sense? Private health care, well, that's just beyond wrong. What do you mean all the employees are not covered in the one big labor laws? And it made it so tough, and here at the MBA program, just piece by piece, I started finding out answers to those questions. I finally kind of realized the values this country's been built on, what freedom really is, why it's so important to always think what founding fathers would do. And, well, I became an American official in August in 2009 in the immigration office in Fort Lauderdale, but I became proud to be an American here in Naples. Thank you very much.
We're now going to move to the Nichols School of Professional Studies, and we're going to start with Applied Psychology. Dr. Tom Hoffman will give the award.
I have been privileged to have some of you in my classes, and I thank you. We had a good time together. But right now, I would like to talk to you about somebody who has a long, productive, creative, exciting future ahead of her. Yet at the same time, Oriana and Jasmine call her grandma. And this student plays in the Naples concert band. so it's only fair to trumpet her achievements. I didn't think I'd get a laugh, but really. This student has had the highest level of academic success. I'll give you one example. She did a paper for me last semester. She did it, Dr. Meyer talked about meeting the expectations and exceeding them. She tripled the paper expectations. And she wrote it in a doctoral level vocabulary. I kid you not. As well, in the applied psychology program, we very much want, as do all of our programs, that classroom knowledge and skill to extend into the profession. This student has worked at the Naples Abuse Shelter for her service learning. She worked at BASE's mental health clinic for an internship where she was immediately offered a job. She is currently working in private practice with Dr. Cheryl Kasperzak as a faculty assistant class doing assessment and testing. All three of them absolutely love what she's doing for them. So I could go on and on. My first introduction was a lot longer. She's been absolutely a pillar of the psychology club. And please welcome up to the stage our Applied Psychology Student of the Year, Nancy LaChance.
I would like to thank you all for selecting me for Hodges University Psychology Student of the Year for 2010. It has been said that a good teacher is like a candle. It consumes itself to light the way for others. I believe the value of any course depends foremost on the skill of the instructor. Over the years, I have discovered that the professors at Hodges University represent teachers able to combine excellent presentation with the ability to relate complex material to daily use. For this reason, I would like to express my gratitude to all of you for providing me with the tools and skills required to meet my educational goals and address the challenges of the future. In my subsequent academic and professional career, I hope to continue to earn your confidence. Professors, thank you all for lighting the way for me. Okay, the Criminal Justice Award is going to be given by Dr. Joseph Kibaliski.
Good afternoon. I taught at several institutions before I came here to Hodges, at that time International College. And most of them touted themselves as being research institutes. And I wasn't always very comfortable there. When I came here, I found that this was a teaching institute. And I have heard, as many of my faculty will also agree, that we hear time and time again from our students how what they heard the night before, they were able to apply the following day on the job. With that being the case, it makes a couple of our learning outcomes very easy to identify. At first, they looked like they're rather difficult. Those are the outcomes of initiative and leadership. But now a student that we're recognizing today, we find that we have someone that makes that job very easy. He came to us not as a diamond in the rough, but a diamond already had some polish to it. And he will serve well the people of Fort Myers, the police department of Fort Myers, and the people of Lee County. Please welcome Oscar Bassar.
Good afternoon. First of all, I'd like to thank Dr. K for this recognition. It was very humbling, and I appreciate not only his teachings, but how he's able to apply his real-life experience to the criminal justice program. It really gives it a tangible a learning process throughout the career. It's been an honor. I'd also like to thank Chief Douglas Baker for being an example for his fellow officers on how important education is and giving us the time and the funding in order to attend this. I'd also like to thank my mother and father for being examples in my life that it's never too late to obtain an education. Thank you guys so much for raising me and bringing me to this point. And last but not least, I'd like to thank my wife, Rachel Besora, for being my foundation, my supporter, my homemaker, mother of my children, and allowing me to further my education to make our family a better place. Thank you all.
This time, Dr. William Grizz is going to give the award for the Interdisciplinary Studies program.
Well, I'm smiling as I come up here. I'm looking out, and let me start with a really quick story. Last night, my wife and I went out to dinner with my mother-in-law, and we were talking, and she asked how things were going here at Hodges, and I said they were going wonderfully, and that I had this grand student recognition program to attend today. Now, my mother-in-law is a very articulate, well-versed, well-traveled, well-read woman. And she looked at me and she said, so you're getting gussied up tomorrow, eh? And I look out and I smile because we have this group of wonderful men and women here that we're honoring who are all gussied up and looking really good. Well, I have the distinct honor of introducing the IDS Student of the Year, Beth Trent. Beth is an amazing woman. She's difficult to introduce because she is a complex character. She's sweet. She'll charm you in a moment with her smile. She's caring. You'll see that she's the first person in line to help someone. And she's tolerant. She'll persist in her efforts to help. Now, she's also incredibly intelligent, and don't mess with her when you're presenting facts. It's a bad idea. She is logical. Don't think that you can pull something over on her. Trust me, I've tried, and it doesn't work in the classroom. She's a number of different descriptors. She's an exceptional student. She's served as a role model for students around her. She consistently sets the benchmark in her classes. Beth and her husband moved to Southwest Florida, and Beth became a student at Hodges in 2009. She's been very active in the psychology club, and she has additionally become involved with the Lee County Human Trafficking Awareness Partnerships and helped to further the REACH program to bring awareness about human trafficking to teenage girls and the community at large. It is with incredible honor that I present to you Beth Trent, the IDS Student of the Year.
It is really an honor to have been elected for this among such a dynamic group of motivated and inspiring learners. In my time here at Hodges, I have met some of the most incredible people and made some incredible friends. I have to thank my instructors for guiding me down that course, and my family for being there for me, and the friends that I've had and that I've made while I'm here. Just amazing people that have really been my safety net. In the introduction, Dr. Grizz said that it was an honor to have introduced me. And to me, that's remarkable because really, the honor has been mine in having the opportunity to study with Dr. Grizz. While I was here at Hodges, I learned about business, I learned about politics, I learned about research, communications, and a variety of things. But what separated Hodges from where I've been before is professors like Dr. Grizz, who showed me how that factual knowledge really played into my life. When I came to Hodges, I was a very different person than I am now. It was school, it was mundane, we did it so that we could, get the job to make the money, but it was different here. I learned more about who I was and how it played into all of those things that I learned. I learned a lot about me. Dr. Grizz personally inspired me to do the community service that I did, although he also almost inspired me to join the military because they were just classes like that. Guess you'd had been there. I learned about myself in ways that strengthened my relationships, personally and professionally, and I learned about my Hulu, and I'm working on it. I'm really honored to have been elected this year's Student of the Year, and Dr. Grizz has really been an amazing force in my life, and Dr. Hoffman as well. Dr. Grizz taught me about me, Dr. Hoffman helped me find my calling. So thank you very much.
This time I'm going to ask Dr. Andrew Weil to come to the podium to give the Legal Studies Award.
Thank you, Dr. Brock. Professors are supposed to inspire students, and I have to be honest in saying that the recipient of the Legal Studies Student of the Year Award has inspired me in many, many ways. Darlene Mitchell has started out at Hodges University, working on the associate program. She then moved on to the bachelor's program. She's extremely talented vocalist, and she has lent her voice and her talent to many organizations throughout Southwest Florida. She developed Darlene and Friends, a nonprofit organization in order to help students and other individuals in Southwest Florida. She's also been the recipient of the Southwest Florida Puerto Rican Chamber Women of the Year, one of the most powerful women of the year. Recently, she was inducted into the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Hall of Fame. She's the recipient of Dr. McMahon's Student of the Year, President's Award, and she just keeps on going and going and going. She's been doing a lot of stuff lately to help the community out at large, but she's also done extremely well in the legal studies program. Her devotion and dedication to outside community events and organizations also transcends into the legal studies program, where she's helped inspire other students. She's helped other students with many of the things that they've been working on and encouraging them to aspire to great things. Please welcome Darlene Mitchell, Legal Studies Student of the Year. Thank you.
I thank God for this opportunity, and to all of you that are here. I grew up in a home where no, or I can't do it, or I can't make it, was not an option. And because of Dr. Weil, the faculty and staff at Hodges University, my mom, Mrs. Bertha Eady, my father, the late Jerome Eady, my husband Sam, my children Charlton and Chantel, who is away in Great Lakes, Illinois. She's decided to join the Navy, and I'm so proud of her. My family and my friends. My educational journey was delayed, but not denied. Thanks to you, and I am truly, truly grateful.
Master Professional Studies Award will be presented by Dr. Karen Locklear.
On behalf of the faculty who teach in the Master of Professional Studies program, it is my pleasure to recognize Lauren Lane as the Master of Professional Studies Student of the Year. Lauren is joined today with her husband Jay and her mom Kathy. Although new to the program, Lauren has only been in the Masters of Professional Studies program for one semester. She has already distinguished herself as an incredible leader and an effective communicator. One example of this is that she has already taken the initiative to learn and master online conferencing techniques, such as Wimbo. In the virtual classroom, Lauren always posts well-prepared and insightful responses to demonstrate her critical thinking skills. Lauren is a socially responsible citizen who believes in using her education, talents, and skills for the betterment of the community. It is her goal to raise an awareness of the need for sustainability endeavors regarding alternative transportation in Southwest Florida. Lauren is truly an outstanding student. Please join with me in welcoming Lauren Lane as the Masters of Professional Studies Student of the Year.
I want to say thanks. I see a lot of familiar faces, people I see even though I'm online, and just a couple semesters in. And I think somebody had mentioned a little bit earlier with Hodges is you really can take what you read the night before, what you posted online in a discussion the night before, and bring it to work and get things moving. It's not, I start my career after I graduate. You're building it now. So I'm really thankful for the school, and obviously my mother for always setting a high bar, and my husband for just being goofy. So, thank you.
Master of Science in Criminal Justice Award will be given by Dr. Rosemary Arway.
Good afternoon. It is my pleasure to have nominated one of my students, Matthew Paul Pichon, as the Masters in CJ Student of the Year. Matt is one of our distance ed students, and sometimes you don't know if you're connecting with that student or not. And he has really exemplified some of the things that are very important to Hodges. Many of the colleagues that he interacts with in his classroom have tremendous years of experience in law enforcement and the judicial system. And Matt has distinguished himself very readily by his knowledge, by his leadership, his creativity, and his initiative, which is really, really extraordinary. He has spent a semester as an intern with the U.S. Marshals and has brought that experience to his online learning environment. Some interesting stories, some controversial stories. He engages with the other students, and he's been a tremendous asset. He makes my job very, very easy, actually. He is very interested in going into law enforcement, into the criminal justice system. And Chief Baker, where are you? I would love to recommend him, but he has told me that he doesn't like the warm weather down here. He's from New Hartford, New York, which is up near Utica. As a recently retired police chief from up where the land of the snow is, I would have loved to have a man like that because he really would have made my job a lot easier there. But in addition to being a great student, he's a very well-rounded young man. He's a professional soccer player, which I'm sure we're going to see on the cover of Sports Illustrated one of these days. He played in Canada last summer. He's playing in Massachusetts this summer. So hopefully he'll get that soccer thing out of his system and he will go into law enforcement because he will make our world a better place. I'd like to thank his Aunt Terry Lynn for joining us today, and please welcome, it's my sincere honor to welcome Matt Pichon.
Thank you. Everyone here that knows me or has worked with me knows that I play soccer. And while I've received many awards for playing soccer, I must admit that this one by far surpasses them all. But really, this award is a testament to Hodges University and how great it is. As you all know, I'm from New York, but I had a really easy transition moving down here for a little while and getting adjusted to the Hodges lifestyle online and down here for a semester. I really would like to thank Andrew Halber, who has been a really big help. He really helped me out the first month of school here, so I appreciate that. While I work very hard in my studies, I really would like to thank all the professors I've had so far here at Hodges, because you all are very inspiring and you work very hard and you're very dedicated to your student success, and it truly means a lot for us. I mean, we really need your help and we appreciate everything you guys do. I would like to especially thank Dr. Arway, who has been a great mentor to me over the past couple semesters and has really taught me a lot through her life experiences. I would like to thank the other students who make the online interaction very, very insightful and very educational. I really like the responses and I like interacting with everyone. So it's truly an honor to receive this award and it really means a lot. Thank you.
We're now going to move to the School of Allied Health, and Dr. Dolores Battietto will give the award for health administration.
Thank you, Dr. Brock. Well, since he graduated from high school in 1997, he has worked in hospitality, played drums in a rock band, was the general manager for a 4-star restaurant, joined a new rock band, managed a nightclub, was principal broker in a mortgage business, owned and sold small businesses, has managed a local bar. He attended Florida Gulf Coast, and I'm permitted to say this, for a few shaky semesters. Attended Southwest Florida College, where he did well for as long as he stayed. Attended Edison State College, where he was on the dean's list. Then in July 2009, he married Alicia. And his journey took a new direction, because in September of 2009, he enrolled at Hodges University. He's been on the dean's list ever since. Today, he is the Health Administration Student of the Year, Moses Lee. In June, he will be graduating from Hodges University with honors and his bachelor's degree in health administration. Moses, your classmates all looked up to you. I personally know that you put your heart, your mind, your intellect, and your soul in every single assignment, no matter how many points were awarded. Confucius say, it doesn't matter how slowly you go, just never stop, and you've never stopped. Congratulations, Moses Lee, Student of the Year.
Good afternoon. It is an absolute honor to receive this award from such an accomplished and knowledgeable and respected faculty administration here at Hodges University. I'd like to thank the faculty for having been so constructive, inspiring, and encouraging throughout this learning experience. I'd like to send a thank you to my big family out there who has been all their support and motivation that has helped me to stay on track. And I'd like to send a very special thank you to my wife for her constant belief in me and for also taking this journey with me. In closing, I'd like to share with you a quote that has helped me to realize the value of change and new challenges. If all you ever do is all you've ever done, then all you'll ever get is all you've ever got. For those of you that may have a similar history as I, well, this time, each of you are here today because we have done something different. So I'd like to congratulate you all. And once again, a big thank you to Hodges University.
Professor Karen Applegate will give the Health Information Technology Award.
It is my pleasure to be introducing Michelle Faulhaber in a couple minutes as the HIT Student of the Year. I asked her to write a few thoughts for me, a little bit more in depth that I didn't know. And our program is 100% online. And it's very hard sometimes to get to know students, to know what they're like. We see grades, we grade them, but sometimes you can't get to know what the person is. So it makes it especially, I'm especially proud that it was so easy to see the level that she aspires to. She wrote me a little paragraph, and I wanted to read just a small little thing from it, not to take too many words, but they're her words. Before I selected a school, all of the research I had done on career paths led me to realize that as the health industry continues to grow and evolve, there is a need for dedicated people in more roles than one typically considers. The further I progress at the program at Hodges, the more paths I see as possibilities for myself. My choice to attend Hodges became clear the moment I set foot onto the Naples campus. The level of guidance, support, and professionalism from everyone I've met and continues to be more than I could have ever hoped for. She's here today with her husband, Michael. They're transplants from Michigan, like, you know, we're all transplants. But it's my pleasure to introduce Michelle, her fantastic GPA, her level of commitment to the HIM program, and her degree of professionalism are the reasons that she was chosen as the HIT Student of the Year. Michelle Faulhaber.
Okay, now this is going to be really hard. And I'm going to put on my glasses so I can see. It's very difficult to express how honored I am to receive this award. First of all, attending college was something I never thought I would be able to do. And receiving this award just puts it all over the top. I really want to thank Professor Applegate and Professor Casey for making the Health Information Technology program so special. It's really meaningful. And I must acknowledge all my past and present professors. They are so dedicated to their students. All the faculty and all the administration staff are wonderful here. And finally, I must thank my husband, Michael. He keeps me on task, and he gives me the strength and guidance to continue this journey. Thank you.
At this time, Dr. Valerie Weiss is going to give the award for health studies.
On behalf of the Health Studies faculty, I am honored to introduce Dorothea Toko as the Health Studies Student of the Year. Dorothea, or Dory as she likes to be called, is one of those students whom we all dream of having in our class. She is extremely bright and has earned a 4.0 cumulative GPA as well as a 4.0 in the sciences. Dory always has her assignments in on time, usually early, and always achieves the highest score in the class. She is one of the few Hodges students who has achieved high scores on all 3 sections of the GRE this year, verbal, quantitative, and writing, receiving Hodges University's nomination to Nova's PA school. And on a side note, she just had her interview this past Friday and said it went well. Becoming a PA will be Dory's 3rd full-time career after working in law enforcement for 10 years and massage therapy for 13. Not only is Dory very intelligent, but also she is incredibly supportive of her peers. When she's not studying herself, she can be found at home tutoring her friends in class or just having study groups. Dory said that is how she studies now for all of her classes. She drives the material into her head until she feels confident that she can teach it to someone else. One of her professors remarked that what impressed him most about Dory is her aura of determination. Another one of her professors says that it is always a joy to see her coming down the hall because she's so happy and positive. You just know that she will succeed because she will do whatever it takes in and out of class. She will be a huge asset to the healthcare profession, and we need more Dorys. Dory, please come accept your award.
Thank you, Dr. Weiss, Dr. Harrison, and the Allied Health Department for choosing me. I want to give thanks to my brilliant teachers, and I want to thank God for holding my hand through all of this. So in June, I'm proceeding on to Nova Southeastern University. I'm going to be a PA, and I'm going to be a great PA, and I'm going to deliver great health care to this community. In Hodges' honor, I have had the time of my life being a student here. Thank you.
Professor Jean Von Wilson will present the award for medical assistant.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is very proud that I give this award today to one of my very first students that I met when I first came to Hodges. I had an opportunity to work with her in one of the clinical classes, and she challenged us. She held the instructors accountable. She wanted to know answers, and we had to give them to her. She is an incredibly personable person. She is dedicated. She's very well organized. She's an exceptional student who genuinely cares about people and their well-being. She was able to demonstrate proficiency in her skills and quickly became a supporter to her fellow students, where she would serve as their patient as they mastered their skills. I had further adventures with Sylvana when she was chosen to go with us at the AAMA convention in Orlando. That was an adventure. Sylvana was like a sponge, soaking up every little piece of information they would give her. When asked about the experience, she gave me honest answers. She told me the good and the bad. And I appreciated that. And now as Sylvana faces graduation, she tells us she's continuing on her education to pursue her goal of becoming a physician's assistant. Bruno, thank you for sharing your life with us. Please welcome Sylvana Owen, Medical Assisting Student of the Year 2010.
Wow, this is very overwhelming. As I was sitting with my husband, he said to me, "Honey, you don't need to thank me when you go up there." But I do need to thank him. He has been very supportive, patient, really, really patient with my studies. And he has always tried to make sure that I would have time to study, and has helped me with the house chores all the time, and also cooked for me. I also want to thank my guardian angels, 3 phenomenal ladies that have helped me through this hard journey. Professor Applegate and Professor Van Olson, and most of all, Professor Sanders. Wow, she has been really, really close to me, especially during my internship. I also like to thank my mother, which she's no longer with us. She's been a great inspiration for me. And I'd like to congratulate Gisela and Rosa too. You've been phenomenal, all of you. Thank you.
Dr. Carlene Harrison will present the Master of Science in Health Administration Award.
Thank you, Dr. Brack. I first began teaching at the master's level in hospital administration in 1985. That's because we didn't have a healthcare system then, and certainly we still don't. But that said, healthcare education has changed dramatically over the last 25 years. And the students have changed dramatically, and the programs have changed dramatically. And it is with a great deal of pleasure that I announce Joseph Tremonti as the Masters in Health Administration Student of the Year. He is what I would call a compelling student. He is one who wants to know why. And if you don't tell him, he's still back asking, which is exactly what you want in a master's program and a master's student. He did phenomenally well in all of his courses. But I think the thing that sealed it for the master's faculty, many of you in this room live in Collier County. You know that Collier County government doesn't always get along. Joseph did an internship as part of his program, working for the Collier County Department of Health and the Collier County Department of Emergency Management together. And he got them together on a number of issues that face all of us as citizens of Collier County. I'm very pleased to have Joseph Tremonti as the Masters in Health Administration student for 2010.
Thank you, Dr. Harrison. You know, it's days like today, seeing everybody here and hearing all these great stories that just remind me that the American dream is still alive, that working hard and doing our best, we can create opportunities and bring great rewards to ourselves. I'd like to thank my coworkers, the faculty at Hodges, especially Dr. Harrison, for putting up with me through all those courses, all the times I played devil's advocate. But most of all, I would like to thank my parents for always keeping my worries small, my dreams big, and always being there when I need them. Thank you.
We'll now move to the School of Technology, and Professor Al Ball will present the Undergraduate Computer Awards.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great honor that I award Laura Nash the Computer Information Technology Student of the Year Award. Laura, I had the great fortune of being the instructor in one of Laura's first classes. And the first evening when everybody did their introductions, Laura stood up gave us her name and a little bit of a bio on her. And she said, I don't think I'm in the right class. She said, I want to know about computers, but I don't think I'm in the right class or the right field. I assured her that after the first class that she would find it. She was probably in the right class, and she did. She told me at the end of that class that she absolutely loves computers, and she's looking forward to learning as much as she can. That was 2 years ago, that 2.5 years ago, excuse me, that she attended that class successfully, more than successfully. She exemplifies leadership. She has started 2 different businesses. She has, every place she has worked, she has been very quickly assumed the leadership role in that organization. She is currently, for the past 2 years, served as president of the School of Technology Society and continues to lead her fellow students to greater things and impact her students and her community at large. This time, Laura, please come forward and receive your award.
Good afternoon. Thank you, everybody, for being here, and want to thank colleges. I echo every other student's sentiments on how great this institution is, and how much they give us, and how much we get from being here and being around the people that we're around, and it's just wonderful. And I want to thank the people that are closest to me for being so patient with me as I take this journey and work through this. And their patience has given me the ability to earn this award. Thank you very much.
Well, since I'm on stage, I might as well do the other one as well. I am fortunate to also be the program chair for the Information Systems Management undergraduate program here at Hodges. Our student of the year for the ISM program this year is Mr. Charles Cadden. He unfortunately could not be here with us today. And I finished reading what he asked me to read to you. I think you'll understand why he's not here. He has asked me to read this in whole. Hello, my fellow students. It is with great regret that I cannot be here in person to share in the joyous occasion that has been bestowed upon us. In my absence, I have prepared a few thoughts and experiences I would like to share with you. I began my journey at Hodges during the summer of 2008. My wife was also a student at that time and was just about to graduate with her undergraduate degree. So I decided it was time to move forward and try something new. Nothing could have prepared me for the amount of new things I was going to experience during my time at Hodges. As I began my first semester, I was nervous and scared, worried about not having the ability, capacity, or intelligence to make it through. It is quite a common and very commitment and a very daunting thing at the beginning. About halfway through my first semester, I was beginning to feel comfortable and confident, having received positive feedback from my instructors. As I began to settle into a routine, one fateful day we received a phone call at 4:30 in the morning, telling us our son had been in a car accident in Huntsville, Alabama. As any parent would do when they receive such news, my wife and I threw about a week's worth of clothes and our school books in the car and raced off to see our son. When we got there, our family met us at the entrance and took us to the ICU. As we entered the room, we saw our son hooked up to almost every machine available. His body was lifeless and he had a hole drilled in the top of his head. He had 16 IVs at one point, and his arms were wrapped in 10 inches of gauze. The first week was agonizing, waiting for the peak swelling to hit, and then at 2:30 in the morning, the first Saturday, we got the page to go to the ICU. They told us to say our goodbyes because Brian wasn't going to make it. About 5 a.m., the doctors came out and said that he had stabilized. The same scenario played out 7 more times that first weekend. Remember, this entire time, my wife, at that point, was in the graduate program here at Hodges, were able to maintain their schoolwork by working in the hospital waiting room. Their son, Brian, has had 6 brain surgeries, and since June 2010, he has had an all-clear CT scan for the first time. He is beginning to show signs of recovery and beginning to be able to function. Charles says, I hope my story in some way tells you several things. There's always someone else who has had it worse, and that no matter how impossible the task in front of you seems, you must keep moving forward and not quit. You will get frustrated. You will get mad. You'll wonder, why on earth did I ever decide to do this? Keep at it. You will succeed and you will be fulfilled at your accomplishments. Charles will graduate in June. He hopes that this somehow helps somebody here. Charles Cadman is the Information Systems Manager of the Student of the Year.
The Master of Computer Technology Award will be presented by Dr. Joseph Feliciano.
I'm excited. I'm excited because I get to present this award to a student I know very well, Billy Falke. He's a proud veteran and a very hard worker. I remember many of us spoke about students that stand out and that they've taught in their first and had them early in their career at Hodges. I remember his first class, and boy, did he ask a lot of questions. It was a networking class. I couldn't help but think, does he want me to fix his home network, or is he just really curious? Well, it turned out it was a little bit of both. But his inquisitive nature has taken him far. He's done great with our university, certainly in the rest of the other classes. We've actually worked so well together that in our director of study classes, I've had to extend the block to 2 hours because we just keep going on about geek talk, right? And just on and on, how to tether our phones to our laptops and get, it's fun. So, yeah. When Dr. Johnson asked me to present the award, one of the first things I did was I sent an email to my fellow professors and I said, tell me a little bit about your experience in working with Billy. And some of the responses were somewhat brief. The first email I got back just said, great student. But I got others too. Some were more elaborate. I'd like to read one. I find that Billy exemplifies what I would expect from a graduate student. He is very conscientious with his work. He exhibits intellectual curiosity. He questions, and his questions usually indicate that he has really given the issue some serious thought. He often relates a class topic to something in his life experience, and that to me is this is more evidence that he is thinking about the subject and not just trying to complete the assignment and get the points. He is always a strong contributor to weekly discussions. He is also professional and polite. He frequently thanks me
for feedback that I have given to him, even if the feedback may contain some criticism. He takes it in the spirit he was given, as a way to help him improve his understanding and knowledge of the subject. Two of the Hodges outcomes come to mind when we think of Billy and his contributions to my class, leadership and initiative. So these are the reasons why I would like to present the School of Technology Master of Computer Technology Student of the Year, Billy Thorpe.
I want to give a quick thank you to my girlfriend Claudia and my daughter Daniela. I promised Mr. Gilchrist I would be brief, so I won't stay here too much longer. Dr. Nelson, thank you for juggling my schedule. Mr. Gilchrist, the GI Bill is a phenomenal program, but it gets a little tricky. I've been very impatient, and I've been trying to get through this master's program. So we'll see what happens in June. But I do want to thank Dr. Feliciano for his patience, Dr. Cole for the Directed Studies faculty assist, and to everyone in the technology department. Thank you.
Dr. Michael Nelson will present the award for the Master of Information Systems Management.
Actually, before I do this, I would like to pass my congratulations on to Billy as the graduate program director. I could have said I wanted to present that award, but I know he's worked with Professor Feliciano just about every semester since he's been here, and it just seemed more appropriate to have Dr. Feliciano up here and present that award. So I'm here to present the Master of Information Systems Management Student of the Year Award to Michelle Hudson. Michelle's undergraduate degree is in journalism, and she's currently the online editor for the Fort Myers News Press. I asked her to share a little information with me that I could share with you, and she did, but being a computer guy, I had to go out and do a little digging myself. And I've seen a few references to her out there in various Fort Myers News web pages as the data diva. I'm assuming that this is using the word diva in the extremely talented and very professional sense of the word, not some of the more, shall we say, negative connotations of that term. But I think it does help to show that she really is dedicated to what it is that she's doing. Now, with our MIS program being online, you might think it would be difficult to truly stand out from the crowd. But once again, I'm impressed by the way that the same student came to the top of everyone's list. Here are a few things that some of her professors had to say about her. And if there seems to be a little repetition here and there, it's because I heard the same kinds of things from each of Michelle's professors. Michelle does extraordinary scholarly work. She shows great potential to move up in her professional career. Michelle is one of the best, if not the best student I have had at Hodges. The project that she submitted last semester was a Master of Design with content of the highest professional level. Michelle always goes that extra mile in all of her work. She always puts in that extra effort going beyond the suggested parameters of assignments. So it's my honor to present to you Michelle Hudson, the 2010 MIS Student of the Year.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nelson. I had to stop and make sure that is me he's talking about, right? I appreciate everything that the instructors have done for me.
at Hodges University. Dr. Nelson, Dr. Cole, who's here, Dr. Watts. They've just really taught me a lot, and I feel like I've grown so much in my profession. I'd like to thank my family, my sister, my mother, my grandmother in particular. They've been great support and great inspiration. Fellow students, especially Danielle Kellogg. We've gone through this journey together, and I'll tell you, if we didn't have each other, I'm not so sure I would be standing up here right now. So I really appreciate everything that she's done for me as well. And I'd like to thank my family at the News Press Media Group. It's a great place to work. A lot of people, when I tell them I work at the News Press, sometimes they have great, oh, that's really great, you work there, and some of them are, oh, I'm sorry, because they're worried about our industry. And I'm not worried about our industry one bit, and that's why I took this program at Hodges University, because I believe technology will help us be even stronger and better in the future. So it's a great place to work, and it's a great future we have ahead of us, and I just thank everyone for their help. At this time, I would like to ask the faculty in the room to please stand. We are so fortunate at Hodges to have such talented and dedicated faculty, and it's heartwarming for me to hear the students appreciate them. And I want to congratulate all the students. You've done a wonderful job, and I wish you a bright future. Congratulations.
Well, hello everyone. I'm Dr. Marcia Brooks. I am the Dean of Students here at Hodges University. And I have to say that this is probably one of my favorite events. The best of Hodges University from the academic programs. Each year I love this event that much more because I've gotten to know students that much more. As some of you were coming up, I can remember you being in your first classes and the experiences that we had shared. And I've had personal contact with that many more of the award winners, so congratulations to you all. This year I have the honor of sharing this drum roll position with Dr. Bill Grizz. And what an honor it is for me to co-present the major award, the Student of the Year for 2010. Before I introduce her, let me share with you the selection process of this award. The HU Student of the Year is chosen from the 12 students of the month. Nominations can be submitted from faculty, staff, and students. And then those nominations are shared with the academic committee. The academic committee then chooses the monthly and the yearly winner. I will call the names of the students of the month for 2010. And those of you who are present, please stand. We wish to applaud you at the completion of that list. January was Renee Acosta. February, Kathy Comstock. March, Sandra Bergato. April, Margot Klingensmith. May, Nancy LaJames. June, Tina Longmire. July, Louise Gigliotti. August, Christine Stevenson. September, Darren Bradford. October, Gregory Watson. November, Christina Scar. And December, Oscar Gusau. Please give all of you. Dr. Grizz, if you can please come join me at the podium to present this award. And now for our Student of the Year. Well, it just so happens that I was one of the individuals that nominated Louise Gigliotti for Student of the Month. There are many people here today that have been touched by Louise's many efforts. Dr. Bill Grizz, Program Chair for Interdisciplinary Studies, and I would like to share with you our thoughts on this outstanding student. Louise has been attending Hodges University since January 2008. And if I listed everything she's done for Hodges University, we would be here for a very long time this afternoon. So I'm going to try to keep it brief, or at least talk fast. I first met Louise at orientation, January 2008. I can remember that day as if it was yesterday. This new student sat close to the front of the room, smiled at me the entire time. It really helps when you're the presenter up here. Took notes, and when my presentation was done, came up to me to introduce herself, and proceeded to tell me about herself and her interest in scholarships. She told me she'd never won anything. Now that's changed a lot. Louise had a plan and a strong determination to accomplish her dream of achieving a college degree and setting a good example for her two sons, Nicholas and Jonathan. Louise also told me of her career goals and that her education was going to help advance with her employer of over 20 years, Home Depot. She was quick to offer her connection with Home Depot to help us with the first float we were going to build for the Edison Festival Light Parade. Now I really found a winner when she came and told me that, because building those floats is a real challenge. But my association with Louise includes working with her as both an advisor and as a mentor. Louise has been an active member of the Fort Myers Ambassadors since January of 2008. From the first week of that winter term, she began volunteering of her time, resources, and sharing her creativity. Her leadership and positive attitude soon earned her great respect from the Hodges University family. Louise has served as a student success partner, a mentor to our first-year students through her assistance with strategic thinking for David Brown, Dr. David Brown, and Dr. George Baer. For those of you award winners, this is today is a program with a focus of getting our first-year students that much more better connected and engaged with the Hodges community and to help them be successful in their college endeavors. Louise has been one of the key students helping new students feel a part of this great community. Her positive attitude, easygoing and caring personality becomes contagious, and she has made a great contribution to these efforts. Louise, thanks for being you, being a friend to the university, and a friend to me, and a part of this great team. Now I'll let Dr. Bill say a word or two.
Actually, Dr. Brooks has already used all the best words. I don't have many descriptors left, so let me amplify something that she's already mentioned. I believe that we all need people in our lives that we can look up to, that we can emulate, and conversely, we all need people that we can mentor and support. We all need each other. And Louise has functioned as a leader and a mentor, and has demonstrated really the finest qualities of a Hodges University student. So I'm incredibly pleased and proud to co-present Louise Gigliotti, Hodges University student.
Orientation, I knew this would be an institution that I would excel in. On that day, at the end of orientation, I ambushed Marcia at the bottom of the stairs, telling her who I was and what my goals were. From that moment on, she not only embraced me as an individual, but also my drive to be involved and make a difference. To this day, I get energized just walking into her office. I would also like to thank two very special instructors who gave me the platform to exceed my own expectations and push my own comfort levels. One is a student of Dr. Earl Smith for allowing me to express my thoughts and my life lessons to a diverse group of classmates, unleashing a powerful will to mentor and help guide others. The second as a teacher's assistant of Dr. George Baer who has shared his classroom and allowed me to take the floor to contribute what I've learned through my education at Hodges, unleashing a passion to know that I wanted to be a teacher. Because of the experiences, support, and empowerment that I've received at this incredible university, I finally know what I want to be when I grow up, an instructor at Hodges University. I'm extremely appreciative and proud of this amazing award. Thank you.
A quick question for you. How many of you have enjoyed our Hodges University leaders and then alumni commercials that you see on TV? You like those? I want you to meet the lady who produces this. This is our Vice President, Rita Lampa. Stand up for a minute. Give us some applause for her. So many times we get together and we talk about who could we use for our next commercial? Which student leader would be outstanding? Now we have a whole book full of leaders over with us, because every one of our student leaders of the year, I think, would make a great commercial. And we appreciate you. We appreciate the way you promote us in the community. This has been a long program, but a wonderful program. I've enjoyed every minute. And I just want to say thank you for your support and for being here. I want to recognize our committee that put this together, our Student Professional Associate group here. Marsha Brooks is our chair for this. Jeffrey Moser back here, Lonnie Grubbs, Judith Fox, Ellen Papatori are here, and we appreciate all the hard work they did on this. Now don't rush off because we have some wonderful food. We want you to say hello to each other and enjoy the rest of the event. Thank you so much for being here. It's been wonderful. Thank you.